Hello guys, welcome to the reviews of the battle for Middle-earth 2 ladder with the Ennorath Mod. Today we will have a pack of small replays. But first, let's look at the changes. Zyra remains in first place, Talion in second. Ivan Ermac took third place. On the 4th Bilbo, on the 5th Summoning, on the 6th Oops, on the 7th Firmir, on the 8th Fabi, on the 9th Wind and on the 10th Toretto. The top 3 players by number of matches remain unchanged. Gravit, 523 matches, Turumbar 300 and Ivan Ermac 272. Top 3 cards, Boards of Burnin. I only agree with Westfold. Pop 5 winning streaks, Zira, 28. I think it's hard for me to see something. Yes, 28. Toretta, 17, Firamir, 16, Wind, 15 and Birder, 14. The first match today takes place on the 4th of Bruinen map. Oops plays for Erebor, and Beaver plays for the Goblins. A cat from a squeak. Well, let's go. Aggressive start in 2 barracks. Here, in principle, there is also a standard aggressive one because of the gnome, only he will show his aggression towards turnips. Let's fast forward a little. The beaver places a hole near his opponent's row. How many troops does he have? He already has 3 packs. And 2 more are under construction. Looks like he'll have time to well. But the best thing for the beaver is to wait until the troll is killed, and then just overwhelm him with a horde of goblins. I mean the gnome and take the babos. This is a great start, because here you can immediately capture the tavern and arrange the end. He landed. Let's look at him by the way. He didn't see it, but he calculated the timing well. Timed it just perfectly. There are reinforcements. He's waiting for now. In my opinion, it is necessary to land reinforcements and take away the nest so that the loops cannot land reinforcements. 400 coins were stolen, the dwarves received only 100, but the spearmen are still alive and, to be honest, this is a crappy attack. I don't quite understand why, but he decided to land reinforcements at the enemy base. This mistake would have been much more profitable to fight here. If he had landed those 2 detachments here at once, they would have devoured the throwers. He could try to demolish the Nichka even by ignoring the spearmen. That is, after demolishing the creep, he would ignore the spearmen. He would come up and bring these remnants of the troops here, demolish the Nichka, then he would pollute the spearmen. It would be much more profitable. But the attacks are very good. Look here, there is no farm. He is now breaking 2, and the most valuable thing was broken here too. So, in principle, if you think about it this way, then Beaver doesn't exactly bite his elbows. He's doing very well. I saw a little one here. But we took the money here, but I'm not sure that they will leave. They should try to leave after all. Or disembark a detachment. And he disembarks. Okay, then you can fight. You can pump up the 2nd level on the goblins here. He disembarked the throwers. I think the dog needs a cart, but he lost a lot of money. Maybe that's why he doesn't want to. The beaver is saving money. Well, Azajik will probably be there. Azajik top now. By the way, there is a new patch. On the way, I already read the changes, and in my opinion, Azad was not touched by the testers. I thought that most people considered him bad, but apparently not. They didn't do anything to him there, so the goblin will continue to be a top tailcoat. They'll keep you posted. Everything is demolished. As if this would be more important. Oops, no? But he will no longer plant anything here. because they will remain here, as if it were necessary to save the tuna. From above he will save, I think. That's right, he's setting up a workshop that there's no more money here anyway. It'll come out now. To prevent the goblin from doing this against you, you must play cavalry. At the beginning. That is, at least as it would have appeared later. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe he'll play something else. For example, I like to make Shilap the first hero, and not Azad. Because then it will quickly swing. At the beginning of the game, almost no faction has anything that could directly counter it so harshly. That is, the chances are high that it will swing to the web. And here comes Azad. And this is a gigantic advantage, it seems to me, greater than from Azad. Oh well. We'll see. In principle, Ugnomes have high stats, maybe he won't be afraid of him. The cart leaves, but it's too late, as it were, now the expensive troops will be built. So he went to register the troll. Caves. The punnets at Azad's coronation from the cave is much tastier than the one from the tavern. Therefore, it makes sense to build it, and besides, the presence of at least one squad of ward riders gives Azad a very good armor buff. That is, they can be used purely for tanking. That is, do not put pressure, but simply send them to fight in a concluded battle. He's playing trolls. And he makes some very, very early flags of spearmen here. Are flags for goblins? Well, the cart pushed them all through, but I don't think he'll have any real problems now. He's still wasted a lot of the economy. And Oops plays the killer Ereborough. Well, in principle, now this is probably the best strat for the gnome. Oh, he was unlucky. The worker ran away too quickly and the axes got messed up and didn't fly out. That is, if he accumulates enough of these units, they can one-shot Azad. Unfortunately, I won't say how many of them are needed, but somewhere around 4 or 5 units is already the level when the hero will lose a lot of HP in one. Pros, but we see that he has already spent a lot of one, though it rolls back relatively quickly, so it's not that it was really very bad. There's also a squad of killers. And now Beaver has problems. He has been dragging his feet for some time. Yes, I don't understand why the flags were made. Somehow he didn't build anything here either. First of all, he had to stamp out the swordsman for a long time, and a few spearmen so that the cart would not crush. But the cart will no longer press, it is with flags. So, he can take the land. In general, Vizoga is usually played through the left branch, because it is expensive to make money from the looter. But it's also a good idea to lay the ground, and his arms are very thick but will become even thicker, as if the dwarf is forced to retreat. He's trying to save his troops, although he left the throwers and some random standard-bearer spearmen here. Well, in principle it breaks the Aku. That is, he is trying to return the favor to his opponent. He would have won here if it weren't for Azad, by the way. I sent a detachment, which means we have to fight here. The tavern is intercepted. Here the goblins broke something. Here the guys retreat, the Lucaria breathing down their backs. The cavalry lined up straight from the tavern. Some kind of impulsive decision, because it's better. And he makes a second troll. Well, let's see. Minus the cart will still be there. Oops, no control at all. It was necessary to put her on the defensive line and keep her from behind. And the saddest thing is that he doesn't throw away the stuff. Well, maybe wait a minute, there are 3 squads, right? No, there are 4 squads, but only one. There are 5 squads there. But one, really, on the CD, maybe it was necessary? Listen, even if he is not a one-shot girl, well, he will have very little HP. At least he will sit, regenerate fires and continue to harass. Well, he shitted something in his pants instead of throwing it away. I don't understand why, but okay. It's just that if these troops and this detachment unite, when he chooses all the killers, his abundance will hang as if in the CD. When you quickly control in battle that you don't have time to look at which unit actually has it in the KDN, it's inconvenient. Well, let's see. What is this? Dale's archers are summoned. Well, Beaver can just retreat from them now. Also a mistake. Although they are so close to the fortress that they will probably have to fight. And Bill Cutilove can also be handed over to Azit. Well, let's see. Ah. Okay. Well, I thought there would be more damage. Doesn't he have an Avarchan? Avarkanta in CD. Okay. 40% somewhere, even less, 30. And he's just sick to score, well, somewhere around 40. It looks like he missed it, and all the Khan's archers didn't hand over their abundance. Or rather they gave it up somewhere. It's unclear where. This is a fiasco, bro. What will he do? But, by the way, he is not afraid of such cavalry. Killers don't really feel any damage from it. This may still crush you, but there are spearmen here. Koops, however, is not in control, and they go to the back. And they crushed it well under the rootstock. But now it's probably more important for him to do something here at the base. He's trying to pick at the Azog little by little. The axes almost rolled away. There are reinforcements and there is a battle cry. We have to do it. It's a must-do. Well, one in CD and he can't throw him. This squad will ruin everything. What a shame that he makes a catapult to demolish the crow, but it's actually not that scary. Yes, but the match, of course, is super bad for the dwarf here. Somehow his build is weak, he doesn't understand what to do. Azogik has the 5th level. So far the bard has dealt more damage than the killer somehow. There are reinforcements. She gave these killers too much of a blow. So, in a crow the height gradually breaks down. By the way, she will be nerfed, she will have less health. Orado Totem will also be nerfed in the same way. Another killer is being ordered. Well, the fact that Beaver is sitting idle is good for the dog. Maybe he will accumulate a residual amount of them after all. As if they are not enough, but overall his army is not bad. Donate damage to Azog now, why not? By the way, you need to focus not Azog, but the trolls. Bard has inappropriately high damage against trolls. We need to kill them. Oh, look at this. What nonsense, this is the first level of the hero. That's it, one troll is gone. One shot left. A pack runs to the rear. There is something, yes, there are killers, there are Dale, you can get defensive. The beavers attack with archers, which makes no sense, so the dog has an easier time there. There will be defamation. these detachments, but he really decided to join and took a good farm. Beaver is afraid and won't let him. Well, now he has to hand over the axes. But somehow it's all crooked, and the third shooting range is thrown at his head. Because of this, he still can't throw it normally. That is, they only threw 1 or 2 squads there. He has too few locals to kill Vermeil, so he is forced to retreat. But here he still fought back. Or more precisely, he caught up with his opponents. So, there are 2 detachments here. 16 points. He wants to take the eagles, but so that Azig can be killed more easily. The Verm is almost over. The archers are called, and he jumps on them. Well, that's it. As if the whole match didn't go well for Oops. Everything looks very bad for him. Well, there are counterattacks, and the boys also started crawling to counterattack. Maybe he will get his act together, but at the base some pack is deplorable. On the other hand, Beaver is still afraid of it. Well, in my opinion, UBS should be afraid of this pack, and not vice versa. But Babruchio moves. He is constantly afraid. I thought maybe he was waiting for Gundabad trolls, but he set up ordinary trolls. But there, Gimli? A bard won't come out. Well, to be fair, there are no trolls here. He doesn't know that there's a new pack. Too few troops. Eagles are called. Called Crow Height. Maybe a scarecrow? Live through the scare. The Lakari will simply kill the eagles now, and it's already too late. But he kills Azit. Okay. What died? He died. It's very sad that Gimli just randomly died somewhere in the background. Cube could celebrate the victory, but no, it smells like shit, because the enemy killed him, an expensive hero, and did not spend anything. And he killed Azig by spending the 3rd tier. Well, spiders are still called -1 troll. The dwarves were driven into reinforcements, and now he will carry the catapult. Not bad, by the way, but he decided to be the recipient. Well, it's as if Beaver doesn't end the game here, but he did a lot of damage. He has 2 trolls left, and now they are, he's finished Doblerog. Well, yes, this is GG. Here, in principle, you don't have to look anymore. It's impossible to get upset here. Oops, he has nothing. What's your first replay? Boring, 1 goal. It was as if Oops was losing the entire match. He made some attempts at a comeback, but somehow the game didn't work out. Doesn't matter. I found exactly the same matchup here, only other players are gravitating against the Strider. Gravit will play for Erebor but Strider, respectively, for Goblin, a slightly different build but essentially almost the same. A little slower, he will attack here. More greedy build myself, I play as a gnome, but this is bullshit, I have to do right away barracks. It is very important to be on time. The only problem is that the Goblin can do the same and steal from you. This is the problem. Well, let's see what Gravit will do here. As it. And he will be a Cryptolo swordsman. Prankster, this is rarely seen. It is not popular, but this is a working topic. Ah, okay. He was herding a crow, damn me. I didn't understand why the worker ran here. He decided to rush, wow, I like it, and he makes a cart, then it's clear why he did such a build through 3 farms, that is, well. Since you don't scream, then you don't need to quickly set up a barracks. Everything is correct here. Well, actually, I didn't exchange any money, I just took the farm, that is, in fact, I exchanged the first tier for a farm, very good. The goblin essentially has nothing here. He just looks and has nothing to steal. Well played, there are already 2 packs of swordsmen and a cart on the way. If he now knows how to ruin the start of the goblin, then the Azog will not be so terrible. But the Strider ran very well here. Gravity failed to set up the swordsman, they ignored him. By the way, it's because the Strider clicked for this farm, most likely. Before I saw the dwarves. So they ignored it. But this engine is designed, only technically it does not allow units to run through enemies, but in fact it does. Sometimes. In general, not bad, there was a very large pack, Gravit exchanged it for 1 farm, in my opinion he is in the pros here, and the Tomsk people spent the night with him. Further on the spearmen, and then made a mine. There are a lot of swords here. Well, saving money doesn't work for a Strider. Yes, he is forced to build a cave. Actually, he can make a couple of packs of spiders and go to climb up, but he doesn't know that there's a mine here. A couple of packs of spiders against the cart. The cart is easy to kill with them. Hosts. Hosted by Strider, excellent overall. For him it's a small mistake that takes away his role, but he has little health so I don't think there will be many losses, so it's as if he was suffering here, or it seemed to me. The goblins have climbed in. Let's see what the economy is like here. Almost the entire supply is filled with goblins, and he is already saving money. Despite the fact that he built half-trolls of spearmen. That is, if this is Vozog's way out, then maybe there was no need to invest in it, because he could have already built it. Well, that is, he still gives the farm to the gnome, right? Why then? That's all, okay, it wasn't that long. He waited there, so maybe he'll build it normally now. The cart with the flag, that is, it cannot press the barrel. It completely missed, by the way. Such a moment seems as if birds debuff their own troops, that is, bats. This is not so, it's just that the dwarves have Vega's speed debuff, that is, in fact, in battle it does not give anything, you just can't run away from them normally. Often that's all. The Strider devoured 2 squads. Gravita ordered his Azajic, and is trying to quickly build a good economy. Well, he's doing the right thing, of course. Gravit has invested heavily in this development, I see, and Meshnikov also built the Stavrny one. But he doesn't have enough troops. What is the plan? Opened. Wow, just like old times. By the way, you can also cover up Azig if something happens. If he doesn't wait and doesn't run away, the veterans will quickly kill him. As we have already seen, it turns out that the killers of Erebor are not dragging Azig. Apparently he has too much armor. I'll explain for those who may not play this game and accidentally wandered into the video. These guys, well, most of the heroes in the game one-shot with their abundance. The main thing is that there are a lot of them. Well, there, starting with 4 or 5 squads. But something against Azig was not felt at all. They didn't even take half his HP. Maybe that's why Gravit plays differently. And now Strider sees that. The mausoleum, not a single detachment has been built yet, in my opinion. Yes, that's right, none were built. Azek appeared, placed the crow on high ground, and drove off the troops with Gravit. Meanwhile, Strider breaks down his workshop and the first squad of Khazad veterans appears. Everything is as Nuada taught. We take the misfortunes, we take additional axes for them. Well, yes, they mow down a lot. Almost a one-shot of every unit except Marauders. They fall with 2 hits. They talked about the level. But they have crap survivability, Strider should build archers and they will easily kill them. I think 4 packs of these archers can handle them without any problems. They also have plenty with which to focus. The second detachment is being built, but now the Strider is in trouble. He needs to play without mistakes because all Gravit needs is to drag out the game, and he will strengthen the crepe, and the Strider understands this and begins to invest money in towers. In order to attack the rats with 3 squads, you need to build a full tower and, in my opinion, also armor. How Dale's archers are summoned, but there is a squad of warg riders who can suppress them, so there is nothing to catch Gravite here, alas. He did some damage to Azeg, but not much, but essentially killed Azeg. Azeg has a 5th level. He uses his anger to heal himself and the soldier and boost their damage. Gravite is planting a mine here. So, here the hunt began. He has already decided to rat. He's not waiting for the 3rd squad. So, the damage started. Will Azek be able to defend? There is a Marauder you can take. They hit very hard. Azek throws them away. But then a detachment to the side strengthened itself, and that was enough. The 5th level, by the way, is Azek. Gravit spent less money than the cost of the fortress, and besides, we are adding another 1,000 to the fortress due to the towers. Even if the Strider repels this entire attack, it is still very difficult to build a building without a fortress. So, there are Gravite reinforcements here. The throwers don't pile on so sourly. This appears to be a defeat for the Strider. It's a bit of a pity. I was hoping that we would see how to counter Azeg with assassins, but Kravit decided that he didn't need them at all and played differently. And it worked. In principle, Azeg is the same cheese, so under the cross of the fortress is the same cheese. People forgot about it, they haven't used it for a long time. Let's rewind again. Orani, but he still wants to fight, but in my opinion he has no chance here. Gravity can simply devour him in macro. Eco too weak to save up on crate. This is a sad situation when you are forced to choose whether to crush or kill the cart. I saw that he wanted to kill her. But alas, throwers are probably more profitable. And he gave up. Cardalin Highlands. On it, Obi Vinci will play in the mirrors against Shizerda. In the mirrors. By the way, let's remember these guys, they will be removed in the next patch. Well, not the whole Linda, but I mean, a spawn of 5 people. So Imla's crown of fastest creeping will disappear, and in terms of visibility the dwarf will again be top 1 in creeping if I haven't forgotten anything. So, that means Vinci plays Linda, Shizerda plays 5 farms and Barak of Rivendell. A lot of times I'd say it's a crappy build, but it's a big map. So why not? Extra money. Well, besides, Winch is creeping, that is, no one will attack. Mirrors and maps are interesting, by the way. There are a lot of tactics here. It's difficult to guess who will play what. Well, it seems like Zora, Fira Maria. I mean, now popularized by Cheese Orlum, so maybe Vinci is doing just that. Law, really, yes. It looks like it will be a man. He will creep, save as much as possible, and come out eagle. Now he will come here. There is something to shout about here, by the way. There are wargs here, there is a ghost here. The ghost is generally very easy to pick up. Fast. The first Shizurda swordsmen have gone. There is a second detachment. For some reason 2 have been ordered, but it doesn't matter. But he cancelled normally, it was a misclick. So, Vinci received a signal. I don't know whether he saw these guys or not. Now let's see. Lindana Defi, Varchant plays Shezard, is not the most popular option, but also normal in principle. He needs to order the flags now. Although, maybe he will have time to escape. Can't exchange. Oh, no. They don't play like that. It's very bad. No, they managed to escape, I'm sure. I shouldn't have given it away. It would be advantageous to exchange things like this with Vinci now. Another squad came running. There are 2 more packs here. Plus a copy, plus another copy of the owner's. By the way, what will he do? By the way, he needs to quickly set up a forge for this style in order to do the same with flags. But under no circumstances should you waste your money. Imla, namely Rivendell troops with flags, is very difficult to defeat when they are not fighting with you. Winch left the troops on defense here. I took it, well, it's obvious. I don't see, where did he throw it? And he threw it at the Bible, in my opinion. But this is not entirely correct. Although, maybe he won't play eagle. Maybe I don't understand something. Shizurda makes a mistake again. We need to take the farm. But in principle, he can demolish and have time to run. I don't think he'll be shot completely here. So, he had troops here, but I think I missed how they fought. Everything is fine with him here. Here's a pack. Well, it's like there should be 4 squads here. I don't know what I missed. But it's a little sad. He could have fought with these guys, take the creep from them. Exit to the cavalry, well, okay. Vinci was just digging. He has a super fucking EKA. He's started accumulating money now. He's all creeps. But no, stop. It's Shizurda who's taking away the creeps now. I threw it at the Bible again. If he is saving up for Eagle, then this is wrong. If he wants, let's say, to get Linda, then maybe the plan now is to wait on a low EQ, then go on the attack with 1 pack. The enemy will have nothing to fight back with, and you will drop another Linda on his head. This is a working diagram. He can still set up a forge and heat the arrows. But we'll soon find out he can't build anything anymore. These attacks are no longer effective because the economy is too small and too many troops have already gathered. That is, Shurta changes too many troops. He needs to build an army that will kill this Linda. He doesn't win much in terms of economics. He wins 3 farms in principle. He has quite a large stack, and he is betting on the cavalry. He made a forge, made flags. Okay, he needs to give the whole army flags before fighting. This is where it would be advantageous. In fact, he is retreating in vain. I would have fought in his place. There are only 2 detachments of spearmen there. Now Kava would run into his back and run over these lions. Yes, now Vinci has begun to suspect something and is retreating. Why does the guy who just left attack me? It means he has something. That's why he's running for reinforcements. It's already the end and you can't get anything under your breath. He's crap here. The situation is even better here. There's only 1 detachment of spearmen for who is the host quench host. Well, you shouldn't fight under the fortress. Well, that's crazy, bro. Showed the icon, very poorly played. Damn, I'm dead. Crap. Shezards. In short, he spat and decided to purely harass a coup. By the way, Vinci made a mistake, but he somehow suppressed his brother in a crooked way. We had to move on. Well, okay, never mind. 600 command points for 360. Vinci in the supply block. But the eagle appeared. Yes, he decided to cheat after all. This is a super crappy build. Shizurda is just not ready for this. Now he will swallow hard. And of course, I took Lydian's song. That is, the first pack of Lucors will also suck the eagle, not to kill it. We have to melt away, of course. There is no cavalry to suppress the Lukari, so the Shizurda can simply hold down the left-right click. So, he makes man too. Well, he builds bowmen. Its economic advantage is almost double. Let's see what he will do. He goes on the attack with all his troops. The eagle will not be able to Horus, he will sit on death. For some reason Vinci divided the troops. I don't quite understand for what purpose. But without the onions it will be very bad now. Thus begins the Song of Luthien. Those who cannot be pressured must leave. He decides to fight. The archers are too far away and there are only 2 squads of them. No, this is bullshit. Okay, well, he kills this pack. Winch, of course, but the eagle swings and continues to swing. He will easily kill 2 squads of archers. You need at least 4. Plus there are also small reinforcements. Shezard has a heal if something happens. Maybe the eagle will fall down. And so it is, okay. At least I drove away. I don't know if this is a victory for Zizurda, but maybe possible. He probably needs to take the forest. And the next time Vinci throws out Lydian's song, lay down the forest, press through the defenses and endure. In my opinion the best Varric for him. But there will also be a 3rd tier earlier, and much earlier it will be because the Shizorda is on the Fidela. That is, he can drag the eagle along with the 3rd tier. Wow, is Vinci going to lose something? Holy shit, how thin, barely. Why doesn't he use Death from Heaven? It's a freebie. Lindenov. Oh no. Okay, Shezudov called the Lindens. It's too late. He'll just fly here for the texture. You can't kill him. This was a huge mistake now. But he's just impatient. That's the really annoying part of this tactic that Vinci uses, is that it's like you're winning. That is, Shizurda should actually win. It's just nasty cheese. But disgusting. You tear him down, you have more troops, you have even stronger troops, but the man still defeats you. Well, that's it. But in this situation, Kaiser was punished. As I said, this is just a crappy build. Vinci gave away too much of an advantage and waited too long. He should have thrown wisdom to farm first. Every time. Secondly, he needed a cavalry detachment, so the economy could not be given away. The strength of the eagle is that you cannot waste your troops. When he throws Ludian's song because the cavalry will crush you. But precisely in this situation, none of this matters because he threw Ludian's song at the infantry when the cavalry there tried to press down. For infantry and cavalry. That is, it didn't work out for the LOTRs. And that's it. Well, let's move on. Gravite versus Beaver. Rohan on the Misty Mountains. But if Beaver plays Azog again, then this kind of matchup, of course, has already been seen a bunch of times. It all depends on who can swing faster. Will Rohan accumulate enough units that can deal a lot of damage to a single target? Or not, and Nitrogen will scatter everyone Gravit goes to creep he plays his build. And Bobber does the same thing, only, in my opinion, he goes not to steal, but to rush. Like this. The Gravite build allows him to get cavalry from here. Expensive, but 3 squads of such guys will basically ruin the entire rush for Beaver. Well, of course, it also depends on how he will do it. Because these units are good because it is beneficial for you to fight with them in close combat. Yes, but he noticed the sign and immediately ordered horses. He has a lipstick. Let's take a look. He doesn't have enough money, he needs to order more, otherwise the stuffing is not constant. It will end soon. For some reason he doesn't want to order. Maybe he thinks that 1 detachment is enough for him, but it seems not. As you can see, their stats are high, but they slow down so quickly when crushed that to crush 1 squad of goblins. For this they will need to drive over them 3 times. That's why I say we need 3 squads. But somehow the Gravit is dull. I don't understand. No, maybe I don't understand something. Maybe this isn't stupid. He plans something specific. He sets up a shooting range. Oh, I ordered it anyway, okay. So, Beaver went to cry. You can get the troll to play as a goblin by simply distracting him with a worker or 1 goblin squad. That is, well, for example, you make 4 packs. 1 squad either sacrifices with itself if you are in control of the bastard. It's still 100 coins, big deal. Or he runs around and distracts him like this. The main thing is this border of aggro, approximately, right? You run back and forth like this. You can call through the alt, indicate the movement to them. That's all, and the remaining 3 squads bludgeon the crib. And then do whatever you want. Send this squad to the enemy base so that the troll runs after it. Or just hammer in the bull. You can reset your aggro if you climb into a tunnel, for example. So Beaver builds spiders. Gravit has the most amazing map control, just watch it. Some kind of blitz screen, it's yellow everywhere. And with Beaver everything is more modest. He immediately tilted the fact that he was not allowed to rush, and decided to play from depth. In this case, I would advise doing it bitterly. It's cheaper, so you can save up for it faster. Well, get some riders. Well, if you play Ordef, then get good riders. You can always switch to the attack. This is a mistake. The tower is not needed here. This does not mean that Azog is bad. Azog is Zimba, in my opinion, and he feels good in any matchup. But when you lose money, then maybe he is not worth it. Someone explain to me why? Why a tower? Well, you want to build a tower, why? What nonsense. Did Nikitsak decide to go there or what? Well, like, a tower so that a hero who, when dying, could hide in it. I mean, a very strange decision. So, Gravid realized that he had nothing to catch here. He would see all these peasants under the crate. Well, he needs to come here. Maybe he doesn't know what's there. The beaver has practically nothing in the hole. There is no point in crashing against these farms. Unless he can somehow run in before the goblins line up here, then it can be demolished. What is he doing? Perik said. So far, he's mostly making bow cutters. If I were Rohan, if you pinned a goblin in such a situation, I would spam throwers. So that if Azek comes out, your crowd can just beat him up. Here. Well, let's see. What's his plan? His plan is only to make Lokoriak. Azek appeared. Well, that makes sense. Go upstairs and take a shit. Now he will wait for the coronation. Okay, let's skip ahead. He saw Azek and does not want to fight with him now. Because he doesn't have troops that deal a lot of damage to one target. Sadness. That is, by the way, he will defeat this army, which is the most interesting thing. But as Ath will swing, he will now have to decide what he wants. More. But he cannot guarantee the murder of Azek here. It's better not to fight. He will do the same. Now he decided to build throwers. Ah, Radek. How interesting. Well, at the first lefts he won't do anything for Kozliga's sake. But if he swings to the fly, to the 4th level, it's not so difficult. This is essentially cheese too. What will the goblin do? He has nothing. A non-standard solution, however. But in this case, he needs to go on the attack. The goblin has very few troops. By the way, it's funny that Gravite doesn't attack. He just lines up and fires at everything Beaver has, and Beaver crashes. Both were scared, because if he climbed into this crowd without cover and tears, he could still die. Gambling appeared. Gravit has a very strange decision. It might work, but I wouldn't play it that way. Neither gambling nor radicalization is needed here. Well, okay. Drinkers, archers, cave. The problem here is that, in fact, Gravit achieved nothing. I mean, yes, Beaver is afraid of him. In a good way, it would be worth going on the attack now. There are no troops that can protect us. But the Beaver's economy has only grown, so who the hell knows? Was it worth it? Radek has nothing to swing on. Well, at least take it down, bro. What nonsense. What's happening? What is he doing? Why demolish this crow-like hide at all? For what? There is nothing here, no valuable buildings. He's fucking gravitating. How are you shitting in your panties? MMM, how many troops did you flood? Just like that. The throwers appeared. What nonsense. Such a weak army. Go break it. Or go demolish the economy. What for is this here? He goes around. Okay. Let's look further. No, he doesn't bypass something he's afraid of, he can't decide. Then he goes forward, then he goes back, he thinks. What to do? Well, we have to fight. An unpumped radiator won't do anything, you need to pump it up somehow. Only the Radek of the first level will defeat any army of goblins. But here he has a hand. If, of course, you can call them lessons. They don't die so quickly, although Bobber has no control. Okay, the squad killed. Radek got the third level, okay. Both will feed another squad. By the way, the second detachment of horsemen, although the first one has already died. Rabbit lost the Hobbit. For some reason he ignores these spearmen. What a strange match. The Herald is about to die. Or not. Yes, he will die. It seems to me that Gravid has a younger brother, and he is now sitting down at the computer. It's just terrible. It's just as damn bad. Why are they sitting in reinforcements? Are you kidding me? Come and kill him. Fuck your mother. Maybe the replay is broken. What the hell is going on? Let's go. I don't want to watch it all the way through. No, well, it can't be. The replay is most likely broken. Okay, that's it, I squandered it. Now let's look at it normally. Now, in this haircut there should be additional characters. Well, by the way, Beaver also has more troops here. Krodok ran. You should always throw crows, because they not only debuff, but also remove the leader. This time Beaver was in control, he only set up the spearmen. Azog doesn't feel much damage. Theodred's armor appeared. Eomer has barely swayed yet. Akarda gassed of the third level. One more level is needed, but if there is some kind of crowd of bowmen here, then it won't really matter there. How Gandalf the White is summoned, and this will allow you to get Thoden. The additional leader is good, but in general the gravitational army is very weak. He needs reinforcements. After all, he did not lose the horse bows, either the first nor the second herald, I mean. He just took them here, so he has reinforcements. Beaver uses auto-cast piercing arrows to throw debuffs more often. What Gravid is doing now is a mistake. You shouldn't use it. Well, first of all, he's about to lose it. The height will kill the crow. It's terrible, so many emotions. You shouldn't use heroes like that. Well, I mean on horseback. Because for this you need to control them additionally. Due to the fact that they need additional control, he practically does not use them in battle. He's shooting himself in the foot. Rush all the heroes, place them in bows. As soon as the enemy approaches, engage in a duel. Yes, as it will kill any of these heroes one by one. But if they all attack recklessly, he will mow down half of them, the rest will survive, and Zox will die. It's a profit for you. And of course, the loss of Thoden is such nonsense now. He fought so hard, just threw away 2,700 empty, achieved nothing. Very poorly played. By the way, Rohan can also use all mounted heroes to harass the economy. You can also run into the louts and harass them too. Oh, somewhere, yeah, he threw it in, not bad. Beaver does not control his troops, and thus Radagast pumps up the 4th level. Beaver built as many as 5 trolls. And you can demolish some buildings. The tower can also be demolished. Not bad. There are 2 spears. Well, I would say that overall Gravit has everything to counter Azogo. Maybe it's not exactly ironclad, not 100%, but he can win. Now the main thing is who will control better, who will make fewer mistakes, so he made fire arrows. Fiery arrows, apparently so that horse bows could be harassed. In my opinion it's too early, but he didn't have any horse bows. For regular archers this is not very effective. Again, this is good against conventional troops, but his problem is Azid. As if the best option here now is to make an Arcarim. Unfortunately he doesn't have a stable, so set up a patch 4-5. And just go in and suppress the Lakari. As soon as this happens, the Radix sits on the eagle and in the end the beaver loses because he loses everything. Or retreats under the crate. There are too few troops and again this is the problem, he has a pack of cavalry, he is afraid to use them, he throws in the 3rd shooting range, he has to save himself. The heroes all survived, but the troops almost all died. Meanwhile, Gravit is busy with the exercises and has made flags, still very good. He cleaned up this flank a little, but he has 5 trolls under his base. Very scary. Oops, I still haven't passed. There is a call for cavalry. I would post it here, by the way. Well, okay. There are too few spearmen. But the most important thing right now is to kill the trolls. Even heroes can be exchanged for this, because, well, Kripa. And that's it, Kripa has gone into the red. He doesn't have time. Well, he attacks purely on auto attack. Well, that's kind of fucked up. It was necessary to bite the trolls. Although, in my opinion, he still would not have time to do it. Maybe he's just resigned to his fate. And let me remind you that the spears still did not fly at Azid. This is a good opportunity to kill Azid. But Babur set himself up and does not control. Yoan's spear flew. And they picked it up. Eomer's spear was not even used. Well, okay, fine. Here he completely repulsed the attack. Babur lost his entire army, and it turns out that Gravit had enough money for crate. Well, okay, now you can carry out a good counterattack. The beaver killed an entire squad of Canalux, by the way. This is painful for Gravit. You can call another one, that is, he only has, only 2, if he makes flags. Well, it's fine as it were. Well, now, it seems to me, Gravit should invest all his money in horse bows, build a stone wall and spam them constantly. He will soon get a camp, that is, everything will be perfect for him. What about Beaver? 14 points? That is, here he wins, in fact, by as much as 9 points. Well, let's see. Well, Beaver had almost never lost EK until now. Plus, he has a Marauder. I think that he has already ordered Azig. He is waiting for his release, that is, everything is more or less normal for him. Well, at the moment, no, of course. At the moment, everything is abnormal with him. But he can restore everything. He made the armor. On the fortress, I would save money on this, by the way. I would try to bring in reinforcements faster. More is desirable, so all this can also be cleaned up. There's another little hole here. In short, if I kept my money, I would say that Gravit will win here if he doesn't make any more mistakes. It seems he has all the trump cards. Oh, he never made the flags, did he? They swung themselves, or what? Oh, how? Greba tries to hurt. We need to build more farms. And not enough bows. Thus, Azog appeared. No, they leveled the bows, okay. So, gravity is retreating. I don't quite understand why. Well, okay, maybe he decided not to fight among these buildings. It's somehow unpleasant. By the way, can the heroes suppress this detachment now? The beaver probably thinks that there is no crate there and is now planning to demolish the entire building. If he had pressed, he would have seen a second detachment. Okay. To the crow the height is thrown 1 point. Gravit now can make a trap. I don't understand what the idea is now. What is this? You can slam the trap. All he needs is to kill the spearmen, these 2.5 detachments. That's it, and Beaver will end up sick. Why are the troops stationed here? This is some kind of strategic genius of gravitational force. I just don't understand, guys. I don't understand at all what this is. Well, from the working side, where did I understand? Okay. This is a very risky camp. Well, okay, let's say. Well, he grabbed him from all sides. But now we need to use our heroes, who are standing idle again. They don't even really absorb the experience. Bozog needs to break them up. There's also the problem that Gravit auto-attacked and didn't focus. He could have simply focused the spears. And would suppress the bowmen and kill Azog so the spears remain. That is, the beaver can still fight. But I'm surprised that the beaver is fighting. In my opinion, he lost here in this skirmish. He needs to retreat. Come on, it's opened. What will happen in the reap? At least throw a copy at his back. Light Ister is through. No, he doesn't throw. He doesn't throw because it's hard for him to control. And it's hard for him to control because he tucks his entire fur coat into his shorts. But he didn't lose any heroes. On the other hand, here it is. Maybe it's worth it, but Cayman, they just sit around most of the time. Some kind of lurch. So, we've almost run out of people from the camp. Didn't he build any new ones? No, I built it. There is one detachment. I remind you that they give a cavalry buff. There is also a call for elves to help. Well, he just asked you to kill me. What is this? Gravit withdraws his strongest troops to fight without them. There are also reinforcements at the base. Halder ran. The third tier is thrown. He went to harass EK. Let's remember Halder. Coming back. And the 20 heal is used in defense. There is a camp. Gravit is completely ready for this. We need to order, and he orders, okay. His third tier will now roll back. Beaver has nothing else. But it's true that he has two kings, who are breaking something here little by little. The third tier is abandoned, there is repair. Ah, they seem to have upped Theodred's testers. Someone told me that there is no need to install a tower anymore, and repairs are just thrown at any building now. Actually very thin now. No, he didn't hurt, damn, well, he just had to focus. He fought through auto attack again and lost his crate. Minus Azit. It seems that Gravit is simply very confident in his victory, and therefore plays carelessly. He doesn't have a worker. I'm right. He doesn't have a worker. Holy shit. Now is the last chance for him. We need to hit this before Erkenbrand disappears. We need to break the crate. You have to grab the crate. Well, 100 damage, 100 damage. I didn't make it through. Badly. Since he is on auto attack, we need to drive away and shoot the birds. They torture him a lot. He shot him. Or, as an option, okay, if he's afraid to tear down the crate, but it's as if he doesn't have enough here, although I think they'll tear it down, then we need to break it all down. Climb here and break everything, throw all the money at these horsemen. But he has a supply block. But that's not a problem. He'll lose his troops now. He still has access to fire arrows. And he has Gomling, which can cause, that is, above the cap. You can recruit a few troops, the money is there. Everything is still in his hands. I'd still put money on Gravit here. Azig appeared, but it seems like all the heroes are alive. So spears and off we go. Moreover, this cavalry is already very strong. What, Evelyn died, or was it just my imagination? So, the spears flew. No, she was the one who was throwing it through a spear. Well, Zog almost died, but it's still okay for Gravit and bad for Beaver. Here you can stand up. He's too fixated on Crow Heights for my liking. Why? He retreats. Maybe there is a worker there? No, there is no worker. He retreats. Holy shit. He left combat buildings to the enemy when the enemy had nothing. And Barbara arranges reinforcements. God, what a fiasco! What the hell? Why do you need these farms? You either have to demolish the fortress or the military buildings. The pack is large enough to carry the fortress, but there are already reinforcements. And he also set up the spiders. That is, you will have to kill them now, and a lot of arrows and stones are flying from the fortress. I remind you that 4 detachments of this cavalry are 20 heals. They are the same in stats. That is, his army is as strong as several 25s. Don't be afraid, just bear it. This beaver should be afraid, he has no shit. He retreats, well, I don't know. Well, okay, he just moved away a little to make it easier to fight. Damn, this could actually be a top replay if my ass wasn't burning so much from the gravitational force. The clashes continue. Ultinul Eamir. The spear flew towards Azajik. But now he will die again. Lesson on pumped up heroes, he has no chance. It would be better if he turned around. Hero, how bad it is that these heroes cannot be restored if he loses them. He'll keep you posted on the fortress. Yes, no. Another batch of troops died near Gravit. Mostly only the cavalry remained. Gomling doesn't raise things sourly. Have you noticed? Now this is resurrection. For ordinary troops, resurrection in battle does not work. This is Gomling. Another giant is dead. Why don't you wear it then? You can't retreat now. You can't do this. Everyone should be on crate. Well, okay, maybe kill the spearman first. Oh, you third turn. You need to press X and demolish it. This is sad, it seems he has finished his game. Now the losses are too great, and he will no longer be able to take down the fortresses. He will now have to wait until the troops are restored. By the way, he didn't lose any heroes. Wow, even Hama got to level 10. This is something you very rarely see. These bangs of mine are very good. Well, damn, guys, I don't know. I wouldn't demolish the fortress. Now I'm playing on the spot. It's too late now. Moreover, he does not demolish it, but simply fights under it. Now we definitely have to put up with this. Everything the beaver has little economy, what a pain. It was as if the restaurant served me dumplings without filling. He gave up, lol. What? He gave up. He tapped. Oh. Well, you? Okay, this is just fucked up. It is necessary to introduce the category negative top replay. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe, like, bye everyone.